Tom here, Flip Anything USA. So today's episode is, did Ben blow it? I think it's clear he did, and he graciously pretty much is telling people pretty much in detail how he did blow it. But I wanted to go a little bit more into the details, some of the stuff that really, some of the finer points that aren't covered. So I think you're going to enjoy this.
It's the best thing I ever did.
So if you're new to my channel, my name's Tom McKay. I've been buying and selling real estate for 41 years, for more than 41 years now. I started when I was 19 years old, and I've been a real estate investor ever since. It's the easiest, quickest way to get rich, but you got to be careful. And there's pitfalls. And right now, Ben is suffering on them. And Ben is, a great, gregarious guy. He shares a lot, and he did a fantastic interview here with Stephan, who also did a great job. And but you know what? He made a very, very big mistake. And I'll tell you what, the mistake he made is one that I did not make. And I think it's because, Ben and I are pretty close to the same age. He's actually a little bit younger than me. He started later than I, and he actually is richer than I. I started in 1981. I think he started like in 1990. So he started 10 years later than me. So he didn't get a lesson that I got. I started in rates that were coming down from 16%. He started in a much different place. And, from the time I started, interest rates just kept getting better and better and better as they were going down. Let's watch this, and I will make some comments. Got a book, by the way, Wake Up and Smell the Real Estate. Please grab your copy and get it on Audible, Kindle, Amazon, and paperback. Start with this, get some common sense, and get some basic fundamentals, and this will help you get those things. So let's go back to Ben here.
There's another problem too also. The banks. The banks are worried. The first person to worry is the banks. And the banks are feeding them money to keep building. Now the banks are going to say, okay, pull the file, let's see what we got here. And they're going to say, oh shit, these properties are not valued at what we thought they were going to be valued at. So therefore, the banks are going to get worried. They're going to have too much LTV tied against the property. LTV is, right, loan to value, very good. And the banks are going to come in and say, wait a minute, we got to come up with some other plan here. What are you going to do? And there's always verbiage in your loan documents that say the bank has the right to come in and reappraise the property. And if the property is not worth what it was when they loaned you the money, cough up, baby, cough up.
So what he's talking about is a very real problem. And the fact is the interest rate goes up, the values go down. Doesn't matter. Commercial, industrial, residential, whatever. Everything is going down in value because it's more expensive to buy. If it was all cash world and everybody paid cash, we wouldn't be affected by any of it. But it's not an all cash world. It's a credit world. Everybody's borrowing money. People don't say how much, they say how much a month. And it makes things a little bit miserable. So let's keep watching.
The guy ain't got nothing to cough. You gotta get rid of it.
But now,
the banks don't want to sit there like what happened in '08.
right.
What happened in '08 and crashed was that the banks are sitting on all this goddamn properties, all these loans.
So listen, this happened in 1988. I saw it.
And that's the value of the bank. The banks only work with loans on those are their assets. The bank is sitting there with a $10 million loan and the property's only worth $8 million or $10 million even, that they're 100% leveraged. No bank wants to be 100% leveraged. So it's a crazy market we're in. But hopefully, they'll top off, stop raising these damn rates, and maybe we'll see them stabilize down around 5 or so. I think is reasonable. I think the party days are over. I was borrowing money you don't want to know. I was borrowing money on a 1-month LIBOR. 1-month LIBOR was practically zero. The bank was charging me 1.5 points. I was borrowing hundreds of millions of dollars at one time at 1.5.
So the LIBOR is like the London International Bank, something or other. LIBOR follows our federal rate. In fact, when things were crashing back in, 08 and 09, I had just borrowed $3 million from Wachovia Bank. And shortly after the shit hit the fan, my interest rates went from 5.5 to 2.5, dropped 3%. So saved $90,000 a year interest just on that loan alone.
5 or 6% interest only.
Now, couldn't you negotiate that lower? Because I negotiated 0.9 plus whatever SOFR is plus 9.
When?
Recently.
Yeah, but it's a whole other world.
A few
I'm
months
talking about
ago,
what
yeah.
happened A year ago,
A year ago,
or
yeah.
two, or a year and a half ago, I was
year.
borrowing money for less than 2% on hundreds of millions of dollars of commercial real estate. Now I'm paying over 6 because now they got rid of LIBOR because they said it was crooked and we were at SOFA.
Sure.
And they also have something
Yeah.
called BISB. But SOFA rate is like what now? It's crazy.
Now it's high. But,
4
yeah.
something,
but
5.
But it used to be
If it's
0.2.
5 now, yeah,
yeah.
I know. But if it's 5 now, and I'm paying 1.5 on top of it, I'm paying 6.5.
Yeah.
Right now, I guarantee you, I'm paying out from just a year ago $6 million more a year in interest payments. And that's strict interest, no principal.
So listen, just basically by what he's talking about and the numbers that he's using, look, his interest rate went up 4%, and and he's saying he's paying $6 million more a year. So we'll go to the whiteboard here and we'll kind of analyze some of those numbers and we'll talk about that. So let's look over here. So basically, near as I can guess, $150 million in debt, that roughly 3% interest rate he's paying on it, or was paying on it, and it's gone up. It's adjusted up. It's gone up 4%. In fact, it's going to be more now, because since this video, it's gone up another quarter point. So basically, consider $150 million. He's got 3% interest. He's been paying $4.5 million annually, and now things adjusted up. He's costing another 4%, like he said. That's going to cost him another $6 million a year, which is $500,000 per month, like he said. And now it's gone up another quarter point, so add another $31,000 a month to that. So basically, what was costing him $4.5 million is now costing him $10.5 million. That is a big hit. Even, Ben's a rich guy, but you know what? You got bigger problems when things go to hell. So you can see the problem. You can see the problem. And it's getting worse. And guess what? It can get a lot worse. I come from, my first bank loan was 9.25% or 9.125%. I got a discount because I had made a deposit in the bank. That's back in like 1985 or 1987 or something like that. Anyways, let's go back and let's keep watching Ben.
$500,000 a month I got to come out of my pocket. Hey, since you're loaded over there, can you make me a loan, Chubby? All right, so that's basically the life we're in. What am I going to do, cry? No, I'm going to sell off a bunch of toys and sell off some assets that don't make sense, cash flowing no more, and try to get my hands on a bunch of cash because the bargains are coming. They're coming, believe me.
Now, I take it you're still cash flowing enough, though, because you got to be
I'm
around
working for the
8%,
bank. I'm working for the
yeah.
employees and I'm working for the bank. I got 800 employees with the hotels and all the other bullshit. I'm working for the employees and I'm working.
So you know what? He's lucky because he has a business, right? He has a business. He has a business that is producing income. But from what I gather, basically, he said he's got the hotels. Yeah, he pays higher interest on the loans on the hotels, but at least he's got a bit of an engine. He's got an income engine that comes from a business. Look, a hotel is not just real estate. It's a business. He's got employees. I got buildings and stuff, but I got no employees attached. He has employees attached to those buildings. Well, let's keep watching.
Working for the bank. I'm not cash flowing. What little I'm cash flowing probably doesn't even pay my goddamn wife's freaking credit card bill. I don't know. But anyway, no, I'm not. I gotta sell assets.
Yeah.
And then sell them to somebody else that's willing to sit there and own something with no real cash flow, or they want to tie a bunch of cash in real estate.
See, that's a problem. Selling your assets is a big problem, and I'm going to get to that, and that's something you don't want to miss.
Because they're in 1031.
So what happened in the meantime then? Was it just like adjustable rate stuff that you borrowed on, or did you take on new
I
loans?
didn't fix my rate. I was a big, fat, greedy pig. And I didn't know the party was going to be over.
You didn't refinance when the rates were low?
Okay, I played a market. Whatever LIBOR was, or SOFA, I paid a bank a spread on whatever that rate is. And that rate changes daily. Okay?
See, what Jag didn't understand is the rates have been low. And what Ben didn't understand is that they have been a lot higher.
And the rate was low for years and years and years. Okay? So I just, whatever the rate was, you said it was 2.9 or something, 0.2. Okay? I was paying a couple of percent for hundreds of millions of dollars. I could have fixed it at 3.
For how
I could
long?
have paid it. Well, with me, they
5
go
to
out
7 years?
Long. It depends on the lease.
Yeah.
Every asset's different in commercial real estate. If it's a Home Depot that has another 15 years on it, they'll go out 15 years.
Really? Wow.
If you have the money like I do to back
Sure.
it up. I mean, let's face it, banks loan money to people that have money. They give the best rates to people that don't need it.
Yeah, right.
Okay,
right.
so basically, I could have fixed my rates, paid an extra point. Let's say I was at 2. I could have paid an extra point and fixed it all for 3. Instead, now
Yeah, and so that's the thing. Even when you got a fixed rate, as long as the bank already has your money, they want to keep it, and there's no penalty. It's not like you have to even do a refi. You just say, "Hey, listen, I want to fix this rate," and then they say, "Okay." They look at it and they go, "At a point, and we'll fix it." And it's just almost like a handshake. It's not a big deal, but he didn't do it, and he didn't do it because he's never seen high rates. I've seen high rates. I was born in them. So when I saw things going up as fast as they were, I'm like, man, I'm out of here.
I'm paying 6. So I got greedy. I should have said, you know what? The shit could hit the fan. Let me pay an extra point. It would have cost me an extra couple of million a year, but it protects me. Well, now I got no protection, and now I'm paying $6 million a year. So that's life.
Did you?
By the way, did I tell you I'm selling my Rolls Royce?
It's probably the fastest shrinking asset he has too right now because cars nosedive. People get rid of second homes, people get rid of second cars, they get rid of all kinds of things because it's too expensive.
Graham,
That's
come
a
on, man.
house.
What about
That's a
Alex?
house.
This guy's loaded,
No.
right?
Yeah.
Graham,
no,
You can actually fit in this car. This is a car you could fit in.
Graham, you can't drive us around in the Ford GT. I'm tired
Yeah,
of sitting like this.
I know you
man.
don't try
Go
to
ahead
squeeze
and
him in a fucking
buy the
Ford
Rolls
GT.
Royce, man.
I
Buy the
can't
Rolls
do
Royce.
that.
All the Vaseline in the world's not getting you in a Ford GT.
So did you just not expect the Fed to increase rates as fast
Not
as
like
they
that.
did?
No, it is
No?
totally. I mean, they didn't think about it.
No.
It clearly shows that they didn't take the time to think about what the repercussions are. It clearly shows that they're not really business people, and I'm sorry.
See, but there's another side of that. Listen, when I was a kid, people say you saved, $2 million. You worked your ass off and you saved $2 million into your life. Or you say you're 50, 60 years old. I'm talking back in the 80s or 70s. You could get 10% on your money. So you'd get $200,000 a year on your $2 million or $30,000 a year on your $300,000. That's what they paid back then. And a lot of people that lived that and seen that always thought, you know what, I'll save my money and then I can live on the interest. Well, that was destroyed for them by the extremely low interest rates that came about. And so I don't know what to say is right. Should interest rates be low? Should interest rates be high? Look, I was born in the high ones and I've enjoyed the low ones, but I got prepared and avoided, when they went back up, I got my things fixed and I'm not suffering like a lot of people are. But there is no hard, fast rule. Somebody's always going to suffer whether the rates are high or low. Just depends on what side of it you're on.
I'm not really into politics because both of them have good and bad to them. I'm not a Republican or Democrat. I'm a little both. I like the good in both of them. But Democrats are typically not business people.
He's
That's a
smart
fact.
for saying that.
Republicans are, and that's why you can't trust them. So
right,
where are we
fair.
living?
Yeah.
Well, I like to take the good from both, and and just somehow I wish there was a party that they just did that, but they can't because people are human, and humans
Yeah.
don't like
Are
to.
self-serving.
Now, what do you think right now about Dave Ramsey's approach? I recently had him on the channel.
Isn't he a chef?
You're thinking of Gordon Ramsay.
Oh,
yeah.
right.
Dave Ramsey, the anti-debt guy. He says-
Anti-debt guy.
Anti-debt
He was
guy.
wrong, but now he's right. It goes.
Yeah, he's right. Dave Ramsey has been wrong. You never get wealthy listening to Dave Ramsey, and only now for a short, for a little window of time is he right. Yes, save your money. But again, I would disagree that there's always money to be made in real estate. I've made money every year in real estate for the last 41, 42 years. And so, there's always money to be made because, listen, there is no bad real estate. There's just bad deals. But let's keep watching.
It's a times. Everything is a time you're in.
Yeah.
Everything's a market. You got to go with the flow. It's a roller coaster ride, and you got to ride that roller coaster, and you have to adjust yourself to what the times are.
You want to learn how to make millions of dollars in real estate? I've made tens of millions over my lifetime, and I'm showing people how to do it. Get in my free webinar. I have it every Thursday, 7 p.m. Central. Go to the link below, flipanythingusa.com/webinar. Sign up for it. You can talk to me face to face if you want. Don't waste any time. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. You don't want to miss my channel. I've been doing it for years. There's a little more interesting stuff after this Dave Ramsey talk.
No, I never believed in all that. I believed I would not be where I'm at today if it wasn't for debt. If it wasn't for debt, I would have listened to my father and been a garbage man. He wanted me to be a garbage man, hang on the back of a truck, pick up garbage. He said, yeah, you're outdoors, you get good benefits, you get a pension, you live a good life.
So listen, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about debt too. Back on the whiteboard. Listen, I make money on debt. Everybody, any smart business, Ben obviously does too. Not only does it allow you to buy assets that are maybe worth more than you can normally afford, of course, and pay cash for, but you make money on the debt. In other words, you borrow money at 3%, and you've got a cap rate of 7%, so you make 4%. Into that sort of scenario, you put 25% down, you make 7% on your 25% down. Well, you've got 3 more quarters that you're making a spread of 4% on. So that 4% is more than 1.5 times the money that you're making on your actual cash. So you basically make 2.5 times the money you would make, with the same return with just your own cash. So let's keep watching.
And a garbage man. But no, I wanted to go into real estate, and the banks would help me do it. It's all their money,
Yeah.
So you got to go with the times. Right now, I'm thinking about writing a check for $100 million and paying off $100 million worth of debt. When I go home, I may do that. But then I have to think about, well, if I do that, that will increase my cash flow, which will increase my taxes. So me paying $100 million debt may not save me all the money I think it is, because I'm in the 37% tax bracket. So there's a lot of things to figure. You have to look at your own situation and figure out what's best for you.
So look, I'm going to go to the whiteboard again here and talk about that, because one of the predicaments Ben has with writing a check for, say, $100 million, or one of the predicaments he may have, I'm not going to say he actually has this problem, but I believe he probably does, is it's getting that $100 million, right? So I'm actually doing this for a second time, because the first time I did this, I didn't hit the record button. So anyways, so look, let's just say Ben, he wants to get rid of some of this $150 million debt, that's costing him, another $6 million a year, or even more now. So say he's got $100 million in real estate, and hey, you know what, maybe I'll sell off this $100 million, take that $100 million and pay down my $150 million debt, get rid of 2/3 of it. Well, it doesn't work that way, right? He's in the 37% tax bracket. And basically, think about that on the gains. If he's got $100 million in real estate, he sells it, and he gets gets $100 million cash. Well, he's going to give up at least 37, probably going to give up closer to 40, but he's going to give up 37% of every dollar that he gets. So that $100 million turns very quickly into $63 million. And now that $63 million doesn't pay but a little over 1/3 of the $150 million, doesn't give him that much relief, and he's relieved of a bunch of cash in taxes that he pays here. So it's kind of like, do you suffer the debt and hope that the rates go back down, which I don't think they're going to, or do you suffer the taxes and give it up here? But again, you only pay down 1/3 of your debt roughly, not half or not 2/3. So anyways, it's just a sucky situation, and I'm sorry he's in it, and I know some other people that are as well, but yeah, you know what, should have refied. It's just how it is. So listen, if you just got here again, please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. If you like this content, please let me know, make a comment down below.
Cash is better now. I don't want to pay the bank 6-7%. But I may have to, because I'm in a 1031. There's a lot of different factors involved. It's an equation. You have to sit down and figure out what equation works for you.
values are going down. I wish him the best on that. Hey, listen, again, hey, thanks for watching. Remember, get a copy of my book, Wake Up and Smell the Real Estate, and hit that subscribe button. I appreciate you watching, and look forward to seeing you again.